Hi guys, this is Dr. Mike again, and today we're going to talk about landing pages for lead generation. On the last video, we talked about what to use for content for generating leads, and today we're going to talk the nitty-gritty about landing pages for lead generation. And we're going to reference Lead Supreme, but this can be used for any type of landing page that you use. What's great about the Lead Supreme pages is they're very attractive to Google, to pay-per-click if you're going to use that, as well as free search engine traffic as well. But we're going to talk on landing pages and why they're so very important. First of all, the most common type of landing page is known as the squeeze page. Now, everybody who is watching this should be familiar, but if you're not familiar with it, generally a squeeze page is a page that has a name and email address. It has a few bullet points. It has a headline, and there's some type of call to action. Now, pretty much the most common type of landing page that has been copied that most people know in the internet marketing space is the famous Double Your Dating site, and you can go to doubleyourdating.com for an example of this. But I'm going to show you one that describes it right here. Here is a landing page. Again, no real graphics here. You've got a red headline here in quotations, and inside you'll learn with 6 bullet points. This target audience caters to the seductive market, men giving dating tips to date women. And you've got just use your first name and valid email as your password. Then click the free instant access button to enter. Use the same password when returning for the first name, email, and free instant access. You got privacy policy. You got a copyright right here. Again, very, very common. And this type of landing page still is very successful. Now, most people say, well, it doesn't really work, and I would suggest to them that once you go to outside the internet marketing space, this type of landing page is still very successful. I was talking with a good friend of mine, Frank Kern, last week, and he still uses this and is converting about 20% just using this or a variation of this. I'll show you kind of the numbers that I get on here in just a second, but the old standby, the Squeeze Page Pro, it's easy to do, it works. You know, obviously it doesn't take rocket science to create a page like this, or having a web designer create a page like this. The cons in your market it may be all had, and this is particularly talking to the internet marketing crowd, where this type of landing page is very, very common, very familiar with. But again, I mentioned that if you go into other markets, there's not a big penetration in of this type of pages, and I've seen that in the markets that I'm in that are not internet marketing. Here's what to aim for in terms of conversion. So this means, excuse me, this means for an average conversion rate in this. So the percentage of people who come to your site, how many of those visitors actually put their name and email address and convert? Now, some people say 10%. In my estimation, 10% is the minimum that you should get on this. As I mentioned, Frank usually gets around 20%. I usually around 10 to 15%. If you get less than 10%, you definitely need to tweak your conversion, your landing page. 15 to 25%, this is where you want to aim for. Anything greater than 25% is gold. So if you're getting 1 out of 4 people entering your name and email address, you've definitely got something accomplished. Now, what's great about the Lead Supreme pages is you can get these type of numbers with full postal information, and we'll be talking about that in how we do that, and that's something how we will address with you. But again, these are percent of subscribers to opt in for your list. It'll be lower if it's something that they have to pay. Obviously, if you're getting 25% of people who are actually paying you money, that's even greater. But this is just talking about getting like a free offer, a free email, even a free CD. These would be numbers to look at. So if you're getting below 10%, you definitely want to work on improving your landing page. So what are the kind of factors, what I call them conversion factors, that you can do to increase this? And this is just a number of some that I like. We're going to go through each one. Okay, so again, go back. When you go back, you remember, and looking at the landing page that we had here, we had red headline, we had some bullet points, name and email address. What can we do to make that landing page a little bit better? Now, when you use your Lead Supreme landing pages, we give you a certain template, but we're not telling you just to stick with one template. Lead Supreme members go in and they change the templates, and you need to do that to cater to your market. First of all, picture. If you're an attractive person, I would suggest putting a picture of yourself. Again, it depends on the market that you're doing. If you're in a market that caters to an older generation, you probably want to have a picture of someone who's a bit older. In my experience, if you have a female headshot of a person, I've seen this increase dramatically conversions, an attractive female. And here's something that I found. If you can have a position, picture your female on there. If you can position her eyes, or get a stock photo. You can get to someplace like iStockPhoto.com, which is one of my favorite places. You have their eyes positioned to the opt-in box. So let's say so you have a picture of a gal here, and she should be looking at to where the call of action where you're at. If she's looking at there, this has increased my conversions, because the viewer is looking at the person is looking at the opt-in box. So your eyes naturally shift to where the call of action is. So it could be name and email address. I've seen this even if you have an order button, that it does increase conversions. So something very, very simple like this can help increase your conversion rates for leads. Let's look at another one here. Value. Add a real-time value to whatever you're using to generate leads. So if you're going to give a free report, put an actual price on there. Now, $27, $37. Obviously, it's got to be real. Most people can, if it smells funny, they're not going to believe you. You can't just say, $497 price for something which is like an ebook. They're not going to, that's going to send warning signals in their head. It's got to be a real-time value. If there's a real-time thing, sometimes I've even demonstrated that, hey, you go to this other page right here, and you can actually see it being sold for this amount of money. So put a real-time value. I know the next question people ask me, well, what do you price it as? Should it end in 7? There's this thing about 7s, and everything that ends in 7s, it helps conversions. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody really knows this. That was taken from some report years ago that putting a 7 like 17, 27, 37, 47, not 57, 67.